Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of your Brains Coach podcast. My name is Angela Shurina. I'm your host. I'm your Brains Coach, but most importantly, someone who helps you to learn how to take better control and master your emotions, your thoughts, and most importantly, actions, so you could shape the life experience that you absolutely love living. Today on this podcast, you're going to learn how to ask the most important question, I'd say, to cut through all the bullshit and excuse stories in your own head. So you, step by step, start living more and more of the life that you desire, that you know you're capable of, that you know you deserve. That's what we are about today here, so stay tuned. 3 wonderful stories from my real life, conversations in real life with executives, with my sister, and with myself, which will give you the tools to change your narrative, to learn how to use your emotions to help yourself to get what you want in life. But before we do that, a couple of minutes of essential stuff that's gonna change on this podcast. So starting today, Monday, Wednesday, Friday episodes are gonna be on a theme. So Monday, you expect to hear anything related to your health, wellness, your biological performance. Like how to make this machine that is our body to work better, to amplify what we want to do in life. It's going to be about recovery, resilience, health and fitness and nutrition and brain nutrition, all which is related to our health, basically. Then on Wednesday, like today, we're going to have our mindset episodes when we're going to learn how to master and control and take accountability for what's happening in our head, because that drives our actions, which we're going to talk about on Fridays. We're going to talk about tools and hacks and systems that experts developed and companies and leaders use all around the world to get maximum amount of results from the work you do, from the actions that you take. So that's what's going to be happening. And when we have guests, and we're going to have one guest every week, so one is coming up this Friday. So stay tuned, guys. So the guests are going to be on this theme as well. We might actually also run very short in between episodes where you have a couple of minutes or of some insight or practical hack, a tip that if you apply can instantly change the quality of your life, of what you do, of the results that you get. So that's what's coming. But let's get back to our minds and what's happening in this box in between our ears that shapes what we do and what kind of life we experience. So yesterday I had a meeting with one executive from a big company. What I'm working right now with Your Best Coaching, my company, change leadership consultancy and coaching and also education company. We're going to do more of education in the future. So I had a meeting and I had in front of me this presentation with printed out presentation of the services of workshops and skill trainings that I provide with my company. And she looked at it, she went through it and asked myself the question that I didn't actually expect. She asked me, so how do you apply all this in your own life? How did it change your life? And because nobody asked me this question before, I stopped for a moment, I paused, and then I remembered. And I told her, take this meeting right now. Before meeting you, I had all these thoughts in my mind, and one of those thoughts popped into my head, and it was a thought of doubt. Angela, like, who are you kidding? You've never built business like that. The offer isn't good enough. You never deliver value to big corporations. Nobody cares about this stuff. Nobody needs this. But then, a wise me asked a couple of questions. I asked myself, is this train of thought, serving me right now in any way? Even if it's true, is it serving me? Is it making my life and the outcome of this meeting any better? Is it giving me better chances to actually get better results and move forward and make progress and create the outcome that some part of me knows I'm capable of? Because every single successful person that you see, they started from zero. Everyone who you admire for their skills, they were not born with them. We are born, yes, with some people have genetics, but genetics play a very small part in success in life unless you learn how to cultivate something based on those genetics. It's kind of like a seed. If you put a seed in a dry soil and don't water it or provide any nourishment, guess what? The seed's gonna die. So these are what your genes. And so if you see excellence in life, then it means that the person not just had the seed, sometimes even tiny seed, but they created the soil and they nourished it. And that's how you get excellence. So back to our meeting, ask myself, so is this thought serving me in any way, in any productive way that will improve my life? Or this meeting? No? So let me change this. Because I can, and because you can find proof to any thought or story almost in your head, unless you're completely, telling yourself some fairy tales. So I decided to change my narrative at that moment because I trained myself to do that. And it happened in like a second. And I started telling myself, there are books written about this. There are case studies. There is real life data. People did it. People know more genius or talented than you from all kinds of life circumstances. You're not the first in this business. You're not the first to grow a multi-million-dollar company from scratch. You're not the first, not the last. And you have delivered results. And you've been in coaching for 15 years. And you have changed lives. And you have the proofs. I changed my own life. I used to be afraid to be on stage, and then I used the tools and I'm no longer afraid. I'm having fun there, right? So it is my moral responsibility to move forward, to deliver these tools of transformation to many more people so they can unlock their talents and create a tremendous value in this world. And so now after this talk, I'm pumped up. It fired me up. And here we go. I'm here talking to you, feeling great, and hopefully delivering some value and moving things forward. And this is just one of the tools, I told her. And stay tuned, guys. You're about to hear the most effective question that I heard in one form or shape from so many successful entrepreneurs and leaders and people who made out of themselves and out their life successes. The most important question, the simplest one. But when you ask this question to you at the right moment, it will change everything in your life. So I also shared it. My sister told me at one of our coaching sessions, she shared, I would often think it's too late for me to change my careers, to get into coaching, to build business out of it, to train others. Yeah, my sister also want to get into coaching. Like, who am I kidding? So my sister shared with me this thought, like, it's too late. I'm not the kind of person made for this. But then she shared with me a question that cuts through all this crap, a question that we talked with her about so many times. Guys, pausing here. So this is the question. Pay attention. The question is, so now what? Do you spend the next 40, 50 years of your life just miserably going through the life experience you hate? Is this what you want to do? Like, what's the alternative of you not pursuing the dream, the goal that you know you're passionate about? What's the alternative? Are you going to be bored out of your mind for the next 40, 50 years knowing that there is something else that your soul urges you to do? And you know that even if you don't achieve the ultimate version of your vision, guess what? You're going to have so much more fun pursuing this goal. And that's the power of this question. Like, so what? Now what? Now what you're going to do if this is true, if this is too late? And then my sister told me, and then I remember about all the examples of successful people who started later, and also the fact that the average age of successful entrepreneur is about my age, and then people started 20 years later than me and still did it. So maybe I should start now and spend those 20 years on building up my successes, right? And she's immediately feels differently and continues on her journey. Like, so what? right? If you believe this disempowering story that this is too late, you're not good enough, not talented enough, not pretty enough, not rich enough, whatever that is. Okay, believe this. So now what? You're gonna be miserable for the next 40, 50 years? Maybe pick up a few of miserability killing habits like drinking or Netflix or putting on weight or getting into gossip and always blaming someone. Like, does it make your life feel better? So what? Guys, so what if you believe this disempowering story? Even if you believe it, so what? And then the last tool that I want to share, that's from my personal life that happened quite recently. I've been on this 100-day challenge, and after a few days, I felt like this is too hard. It's just the beginning, and I'm tired, and it's hard, and I won't last. Maybe I should try something else. It feels too hard. And then I reminded myself, your physical state, how tired you are, how your body feels will change your emotions, and that will change your thoughts, and it will change your decisions and actions if you let them. That can shape your life for the next couple of decades. You feeling tired and maybe underslept a little bit, you feeling tired and underslept will shape your life for the next couple of decades. Mind-boggling, but we all do it. We've done it. So maybe it's time to stop. How about this? You don't need to quit. You need to rest. Rest properly. Have a routine. Recover. Take care of yourself. Eat good food to nourish yourself. Cultivate good emotions and thoughts in your head. You don't need to quit. You need to rest. And then for the next 2-3 days, what I did, feeling deflated and tired, I just had a couple more hours of sleep. And I usually get 7.5, 8. So I decided, okay, let me just sleep in till 9 hours, 9.5. And in a couple of days, I felt more motivated than ever. I feel like, if you've ever ran a race, like a marathon or just longer race than usual, and somewhere in the middle, like at the point where you usually stop, you start feeling deflated and low on energy, and you're like, oh, should I stop? But if you continue and you commit to finishing no matter what, even if you have to walk with your toenails torn and disappearing somewhere in your shoe, that happened to me in Thailand while running a marathon. But anyhow, and you just commit to finishing, all of a sudden, your brain finds all the resources to help you to do just that. And isn't that funny that being underslept and tired very often would change the course of our lives for so many people? It's stupid, but we've all been there. So maybe it's time to stop. Will you let fatigue shape the rest of your life? Or will you learn to rest, recharge, and make decisions from your best state? There is a reason why Tony Robbins, the best #1 transformational coach in the entire world, have this phrase: state, story, strategy, in this exact order. State, how you feel; story, what you tell yourself; and then strategy, the plans you make, the decisions you make, the actions you take. Because our body will change our emotions, it will change our thoughts, and if you let it, it will change your strategy, your actions, your decisions, which shapes your life. So how about making decisions when you feel your absolute best, like me, after 2-3 nights of having plenty of sleep, feeling fired up? How about making decisions and plans then? Again, you don't need to quit often. You need to rest. You're a human being, not a machine. Sometimes I still need to think myself, to remind myself that you're human. And so this is another tool that I use. I never allow myself to make decisions. Never say never, but that's what I've been working on. To not allowing myself making decisions and taking actions from a poor physiological state. Everything feels and seems gloomy and too hard. And they did research and studies on that, actually. When you're tired, the whole world seems complicated, challenging, nothing is working, and you just want to get into the blanket and do nothing. But that's your brain basically trying to save energy and get you rest and recover. So do that. Don't quit. Rest. And then make the strategy and take the actions that will shape your life. So this is how I use the tools that I teach in my life to change the course of my life, of my work, and my destiny. And hey, I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but so far, the results that I got have been nothing short of transformational. And I'm just beginning. I think only now I start practicing well all these success mindset tools. And catch you in a couple of years. I'm sure you're going to be surprised where I end up. And perhaps where you end up. So these are the mindset tools that I shared with that executive yesterday at the meeting. And the most important question, guys, that cuts through all the excuses, through all the bullshit stories we tell ourselves. So what? So now what? You believe that disempowering story. So now what? You're going to be miserable for the next 40, 50 years? Or maybe you should start chasing that dream of yours and have the fun of your life doing so. Because you have one life and you're living it now. So maybe it's time to start living the one that you want. Because nobody's going to give you any reward for misery and struggling through your life. Set your soul on fire. Do what your heart desires. And you'll be surprised how amazing, even when you struggle, even when it's challenging, you'll still feel like you're living your best life. Hope this helps, folks. Don't forget to share if this is useful or rate review on whatever platform you find us on. And till next time, and my voice is breaking, have fun of your life, change your story, change your state, change your story, change your life, and ask yourself more often, so freaking what?